everybody. Welcome to Upstate CBD's Wellness Talks. So today is going to be a little bit different because I am going to talk about how New York just legalized THC dominant cannabis. This is a huge deal for New York State, with the fact that it's going to bring in a significant amount of revenue. But I wanted to go over the bill a little bit, a little something about what Cuomo said, and then how THC can be beneficial for you and I. Now, I am not an avid THC smoker just because of the past types of strains that I've gotten. And I feel that with this legalization, we will be able to really pick the right type of strain for each person, similar to how we do CBD strains. So a little bit about the legalization in New York State. This bill is called the Marijuana Regulation and Taxation Act. It would permit adults 21 and older to purchase THC dominant cannabis, grow the plant in their home, and divert funds to education and drug treatment. That's already huge. Education is so necessary. We need to fund our public schools, and that's going to be a big deal for New York State. Public school girl, by the way. So finally, Governor Cuomo, and the Senate and Assembly announced an agreement on legislation to legalize adult use cannabis. The bill would establish the Office of Cannabis Management to implement a comprehensive regulatory framework that would cover medical, adult use, and cannabinoid hemp. Tax collection projected to reach $350 million annually and potentially create 30,000 to 60,000 jobs. Why have we slept on this? The bill would also expand New York State's existing medical THC and cannabinoid hemp programs. The legislation provides licensing for THC dominant cannabis producers, distributors, retailers, and other actors in the cannabis market, and creates a social and economic equity program to assist individuals disproportionately impacted by cannabis enforcement that want to participate in the industry. That's a big deal too. There have been plenty of minority groups that have been put in jail for really, really stupid reasons because of THC dominant plants. So let's get them pardoned and let's get them in the industry. That's going to be a huge deal for people here. So Cuomo says, for generations, too many New Yorkers have been unfairly penalized for the use and sale of adult use cannabis, arbitrarily arrested and jailed with harsh mandatory minimum sentences. After years of tireless advocacy and extraordinary hard work, that time is coming to an end in New York State. Legalizing adult use cannabis isn't just about creating a new market that will provide jobs and benefit the economy. It's also about justice for long marginalized communities and ensuring those who've been unfairly penalized, in the past will now get a chance to benefit. I look forward to signing this legislation into law. So, under the bill, 40% of the revenues would go towards education, 40% to community reinvestment grants to communities harmed by criminalization of drugs, and 20% to drug treatment and public education program. That's excellent. We need to put this awareness out there that these groups of people have been marginalized for hundreds of years, and this is the type of way to move forward and put the awareness into the community and readjust our funds and where they go, rather than just specific protocols like police enforcement and militia. So this is excellent for New York State. They are saying that adult use cannabis sales will add an estimated $6 billion in economic output in New York by fiscal year 2027. this is huge for our state. So let's talk THC a little bit. The word marijuana refers to parts of or products from the plant cannabis sativa that contain substantial amounts of tetrahydrocannabinol, so that's THC, delta 9. But let's steer away from the use of the word marijuana for much longer. Why, you may ask? Well, marijuana has come to be associated with the idea that cannabis is dangerous and addictive intoxicant, not a holistic herbal medicine. This stigma has played a big part in preventing cannabis legalization efforts throughout the US. For the prohibitionists of nearly a century ago, the exotic sounding word emphasized the drug's foreignness to white America and appealed to the xenophobia of the time. So let's put the word marijuana to rest and say THC dominant. It's much pleasant. It means what it is, THC dominant cannabis. There we go. So there are many benefits to using THC. So it provides pain relief. A low dose of delta 9 provided statistically significant 30% reductions in pain intensity when compared to a placebo. It eases nausea and vomiting within chemotherapy patients. Protects brain cells. A study in 2014 found that people with THC in their systems were 80% less likely to die from traumatic head injuries than those without. It is an effective sleep aid. Recent research suggests it may also improve breathing while reducing sleep interruptions, as well as help insomniacs fall asleep quicker. It helps treat PTSD. Studies have confirmed that THC eases a variety of PTSD-related symptoms, including agitation, depression, insomnia, flashbacks, and nightmares. It promotes brain growth. So THC activates the CB1 receptor within the nervous system. This stimulation promotes a process known as long-term potentiation, which improves the brain's ability to learn. Some research even suggests that THC can protect spatial memories. This is why small doses of cannabis can treat diseases such as Alzheimer's. THC can also protect against Alzheimer's in many ways as well by helping the neurogrowth factor, which is the degeneration of neurogrowth factor is a precursor to neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's, Huntington's, dementia, etc., and so forth. THC increases appetite. Researchers have found that THC interacts with the same type of receptors in the hypothalamus that release the hormone ghrelin, which stimulates hunger. I probably pronounced that wrong, but it's a type of hormone within that we create when we are looking to eat something. THC is an antibacterial. Researchers at MIT discovered that treating a concerning antibiotic-resistant pathogen with THC successfully killed the bacteria when other drugs could not. And this is the pathogen Staphylococcus. So a staph infection, which, they can go pretty deep within our skin too. It's also an anti-inflammatory. Preclinical research suggests that it may be able to decrease inflammation by suppressing genes related to an inflammatory response. So, THC is legal. New York State. We can finally give our legislation a round of applause. He probably had to act fast because he has a lot of allegations against him. That's besides the point. But we are super stoked, and we hope that within the next year or two, we can eventually start selling THC products. We will definitely keep CBD because that is also beneficial, and not everybody wants THC products. But this can be a way to educate the population surrounding us and get a bunch of people in here and expand our demographic and the knowledge that we can produce to those people that are still kind of like, it's a drug, Schedule 1. No, not anymore. Let's fucking go. Excuse my French. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. My email is below. Or give us a call at any of our spots, whether it be Upstate CBD Union Street, Upstate CBD Glenville, or Vape City in Scotia. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Have a good one.